Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We have translation English, French, Spanish, and German. Today, the FIFA President will make a statement, followed by Mr. Domenico Scala, the independent chairman of the Audit and Compliance Committee. Neither the President nor Mr. Scala will be taking questions following their statements. The speeches will be put on FIFA.com on all languages. The President will speak in French, so put on your translation, Mrs. Scala, in English.
Bonsoir, mesdames.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have thoroughly considered my presidency, thought about my presidency and about the last 40 years in my life. These years were closely related to FIFA and this wonderful sport of football. I appreciate and love FIFA more than anything else, and I only want to do the best for football and for FIFA, our institution. I decided to stand again to be elected because I was convinced that it was the best option for football. The elections are closed, but the challenges that FIFA is facing have not come to an end. FIFA needs profound restructuring. Although the members of FIFA have given me the new mandate, have re-elected me president, this mandate does not seem to be supported by everybody in the world of football, supporters, clubs, players, those who inspire life in football, as much as we do at FIFA. And this is why I will call an extraordinary Congress and put at disposal my function. It is going to be held as soon as possible, and a new president will be elected to follow me as the new president. I will continue to exercise my function as president of FIFA until the new elections are going to be held. The next ordinary Congress of FIFA is going to be held on May the 13th in Mexico. And if we waited until then, we would only delay matters. That is why I'd like to ask the Executive Committee to organize an extraordinary Congress as rapidly as possible to elect my successor. The procedure is to be carried out in accordance with the FIFA statutes, and sufficient time should be allocated to find the best possible candidate to stand for election so that these candidates, of course, can carry out a campaign. But I will not stand, of course, and I am now free from the constraints of an election. I will be in a position to focus on implementing ambitious and profound reforms to follow on our initial efforts. For many years, we have gone to great lengths to introduce administrative reforms, and of course, these reforms need to be continued as they are not sufficient. The Executive Committee that represents the confederations and And we have no control over the representatives from confederations, but their actions, of course, come under the responsibility of FIFA. So we need here a structural change of profound nature. The size of the executive committee has to be looked into, and the members will have to be elected by the FIFA Congress. Look into the profiles and the aptitude of all the members of the executive committee is key and has to be carried out at FIFA level rather than through the confederations. We also need a limitation on mandates and terms of office, not only for the president, but for all members of the executive committee. And I have indeed fought for these changes, and my efforts have been counteracted. And I will get there this time, but I cannot do it on my own. I have asked Mr. Domenico Scala to monitor the implementation and execution of these measures and other initiatives. Elected by the FIFA Congress, Mr. Scala is the independent chairman of our Audit and Compliance Committee, and he's also the chairman of the Electoral Committee, and in this capacity is going to monitor the election of my successor. Domenico Scala enjoys the confidence of a large number of persons inside and outside of FIFA, and has skills and knowledge and experience that is required to contribute to implementing these important reforms. I am very much linked to FIFA and its interests, and the interests are very dear to me, and this is why I've taken this decision. I would like to thank everyone who has always supported me in a constructive and loyal manner as president of FIFA, and who have done so much for football, which we like so much. And I repeat, what counts most to me is the institution FIFA and football around the world. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Before I begin, I would like to thank the President. The decision that he has made today was difficult and courageous. In the current circumstances, this is the most responsible way to ensure an orderly transition. I know that he has truly acted with the best interest of FIFA and football in his heart. I have a great amount of respect for the President and the role that he has played in championing reform within FIFA. As he has recognized, we have worked hard to put in place governance reforms, but this has not been enough. By making this announcement, he has created the opportunity for us to go further than FIFA has before, to fundamentally change the way in which FIFA is structured. As the independent chairman of the Audit and Compliance Committee, I'm committed to working to facilitate the implementation of the reforms that the President has outlined and to putting in place the conditions for the election of a new President. As the President has stated, these reforms will include fundamental changes to the way in which the organization is structured, steps that go far beyond the actions that have been implemented to this point. I would like to provide you with additional details into the process that FIFA will follow moving forward. Under the rules governing FIFA, the election of the President and any fundamental reforms to the FIFA statutes must be voted on by the members at the FIFA Congress. The next FIFA Congress is scheduled for May 2016 in Mexico City. As the President stated, this would be an unnecessary delay. In order to facilitate more immediate action, the President will ask the Executive Committee to organize an extraordinary Congress in order to elect a new President and vote upon these reforms. Based upon the FIFA statutes, a 4-month notice is required for any presidential elections to be held. FIFA must also consider appropriate time to vet candidates and allow them to present their ideas for the organization and set forth their vision. Therefore, while the decision on timing of the extraordinary Congress and election of a new president will ultimately be up to the Executive Committee, the expectation is that this could take place any time from December of this year to March of next year. For 4 years, FIFA has worked hard to put in place governance reforms, but as the President has gone further to implement deep-rooted structural changes. The President has outlined a number of specific recommendations to achieve this. A number of these steps have previously been proposed but have been rejected by members. Today, more than ever, FIFA is committed to ensuring that these changes are implemented and upheld. As part of FIFA's work, the organization will re-examine the way in which it is structured. While it would be premature to speculate on the outcome of this work, nothing will be off the table, including the structure and composition of the Executive Committee and the way in which the members of the Executive Committee are elected. I expect this to be an important aspect of ongoing reforms. As I said a year ago, the structure of the Executive Committee and its members are at the core of the current issues that FIFA is facing. Current events only reinforce my determination to drive this forward. Many of the issues that have been raised in the past relate to the actions of individuals in order to ensure that those who represent FIFA are of the highest integrity. FIFA will seek to implement FIFA-driven integrity checks for all Executive Committee members. Such a reform was previously proposed by the Independent Governance Committee, but was rejected by the confederations. Today, these checks are the responsibility of the confederations to which these members belong. This must change. Confederations' actions must be consistent with their speech. While FIFA operates in line with all applicable laws and international accounting standards, FIFA recognizes that many have questioned the transparency by which FIFA operates. To address specific calls, FIFA will seek to publicize the compensation of the President and the Executive Committee members and will propose term limits for the President and the Executive Committee members. FIFA is fundamentally committed to change and are determined to address these issues that continue to undermine FIFA and football more broadly. Today, the President communicated his decision to all 209 members. Now it is the time for FIFA to move forward. There is significant work to be done in order to regain the trust of the public and to fundamentally reform the way in which people see FIFA. These steps will ensure that the organization cannot be used by those seeking to enrich themselves at the expense of the game. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, we will not communicate further. If we change, if there is another media activity, we'll let you know. And said that, have a nice day.